another problem with MPs, now let's speak about MPs. The government, the budget has allocated some money for CDF. CDF is money that is given to Parliament, to members of Parliament, to do some specific administrative functions. Originally, we had the CDF Act, which was declared unconstitutional by the Supreme Court, and it specifically said, I remember the words because I read the whole judgment, it said, at the point of setting up the Constitution, the Constitution never envisioned constituencies as administrative units. They were representation units. And therefore, you administering funds through the constituency is unconstitutional. That's a problem. Why? Because a member of Parliament, the roles, I'll say the sacred roles of a member of Parliament, representation and oversight. So, however, a person like me, nimetoka huko Meru, a villager, I will rate my MP on their ability to dispense funds. So even a member of Parliament who's extremely silent, Oscar Sudi, maybe John Paul, someone who has never... Sudi, I'm saying, sisemi like speaking in public forums, get me a bill that has been passed in Parliament by... You get it? Get me a legislation that has been passed by... Actually, you know, Sudi has missed almost
all
every...
of them, 100. Him and some other, and 162 combined.
Imagine all
162, and it's clear when they miss more than 8, they need to be summoned. How have they gone to 162?
So what happens here?
Like what?
Sudi tutamvotia.
But Sudi is because
Sudi will be voted in on his ability kupeana basari, to dispense CDF. Okay, sitaki kusema chini ya maji, but how well you utilize your CDF to the people. People will see it. Like hata kama you will never at any day sit in Parliament and pass a law or even participate in the finance bill. And the problem with that is a member of Parliament will abscond their sacred duty, their representation and oversight. They will go to the administrative role. Yenye actually we have systems of government. County governments, they have that role delegated to them to build classes and whatnot, right? So you have a member of Parliament using CDF very well and vote you over and over and over again. You get it? But they will never at any time sit in Parliament and make serious arguments about the finance bill. What happens to that is that you have a member of Parliament now in Parliament sitting, very arrogant. Finance bill will pass 6 months down the line. Atasema hata hatukusoma hiyo kitu. Ilipita, lakini hatukusoma, tulivote kwa sababu party yetu inatuambia to vote. So they have actually not participated in the representation aspect yenye wamepewa na constitution. You get it? And my approach, when the CDF Act was declared unconstitutional, they went further and came up with another act, wakaita NG-CDF Act. And they had actually envisioned the Supreme Court pronouncing that CDF is unconstitutional. So what did they do? This is unconstitutional, but we have another act that's allowing us to operate. And at that point, they have a lot of money. You get it?
But is the law allowed to have those caveats? Like if there are two laws that are conflicting each other? Is that from a legal perspective?
But now you need to seek the interpretation of the Parliament, of the court on now the NG-CDF Act. And there's an active case on the constitutionality of the new act, the NG-CDF Act. Is it constitutional or is it not? But now from a political perspective, probably the president won't even mention it because that's a very sensitive topic to politicians. So they have like a leeway of, maybe it's more so like a power play. You don't want to maybe annoy them, but you know this thing is unconstitutional, but they continue doing it. From where I sit, assuming now I was vying for a member of Parliament, one of my biggest serious campaigns would be, number one, I want the CDF Act to be, I want CDF to be, we have the county governments and the MCAs to do this job. Your work when you vied for a member of Parliament, what you wanted to, oversight and representation, go to Parliament, sit there, do that sacred role. Let people who are participating in administration do that. Utapata now, we'll have more vibrant parliaments. Zile za 202, you remember, 1992, and zile za kina Kaloa, those serious sittings of Parliament, then they would actually look at any law and everything that is being passed, and they were very vigilant with the laws and everything, and they were actually representing the people, and they could hear the people. But now the CDF Act and the county governments and the the conflict in roles have made them like delegate their sacred duties.
Yeah. Speaking hapo kwa sacred duties na MPs bado, because we've seen like a lot of them have been making, I'd want to call them silly remarks regarding the finance bill. So for them, it's not about what the people want or what's right for the people. It's about rewarding the president with their loyalty. Saying that you've seen those
I've seen
when
them.
an MP says, I'm in this seat not because you guys chose me, but because Ruto, I'm a
the party
UDA, put me
there
in this nomination position, so I have to go by my party. I also saw those, like someone who screenshotted a part of the constitution, I'm not too sure, that you can actually lodge a case against an MP if they put the selfish needs or like the needs of rewarding the state above the needs of the citizen. Is that something that we can
people are actually powerful? You can actually recall your member of parliament.
Okay. Yeah.
And the moment you recall their procedures, I am not sure about them, but I know their procedures to recall.
Before?
No, it has not happened in
because
Kenya.
you know what's going to happen. They'll money and power.
Money and
that
power,
case will be dragged. You'll spend so much money of your own. You'll just
5 years again.
They'll be voted again.
They'll be voted again. You never hear that.
We also have a fair share of blame because we look at the breed of people we take to parliament.
Yeah,
I get you. Yeah.
Definitely.
Over 26. This is
The Baga Podcast.
This is the Brunch Club.
Over 26. Welcome back to
The mics are closed.